crop when we have sown a crop. In that the first one is plough. So here the plough will be on either side of the plough there will be ox which will be used to plough the field. So next coming to hoe and next coming to cultivator. Okay. So cultivator, what it will do? So it will try to again level the soil and plough the soil. So like this different instruments will be used in order to do one processes that you are following in the agriculture. So it is made up of wood and drawn by a pair of bulls. I told you already. So plough is the one, and previously we have also seen that the plough can also be made with the help of metal. So metals are also useful and we can also do it with the wood. But most probably most of them will prefer wood but not metals because metals can able to rust. So this can again affect the crop. So that's the reason mostly they will go with wooden plough. So what are the benefits? So it is useful for tilling the soil. Tilling in the sense? Ploughing. So the other name for ploughing is tilling. So loosening of the soil will be done with the help of plough. Next, it will be useful for adding fertilizers. That means during ploughing the soil will get loosened so that the thorough mixing of the fertilizers will be done. Thoroughly we can mix the fertilizers with the soil. Now coming to next, removing weeds. So what are weeds?
The unwanted plants.
The unwanted plants that will grow in the field. So these why we need to remove unwanted plants?
Because it will take all the nutrients.
Because
Take all the
they will
nutrients.
take all the nutrients and there will come competition for the normal crop. So that's the reason we have to remove them. So the removal of the weeds can also be done with the help of plough. Now coming to next, scrapping of soil. So here we have two different types. If you observe first one, plough shaft. So what is the first? This is made up of with the two instruments. That means it will be two parts. One of the part is plough shaft. So it is a long log of wood. It is a long log of wood. Now coming to the next one, strong triangular angular stick. So here, if you observe, plough shade. So if you observe, this is the structure of the plough. In that one is plough shaft and other one is plough shade. So plough shaft is useful for ploughing the field. So for that the support is to be needed and the support will be given by plough shaft. So handle at the end of the shaft, other end attached to the beam which is placed on bull's neck. Okay. So one will be used for ploughing the field. Another one is useful for supporting on the bulls. So the bulls when they are moving along with them, the plough shade also will be moved and it will be useful for ploughing the field. Okay. So what are the two parts the plough is made up of with?
Plough shade.
Plough shaft and
Plough shade.
plough shade. So plough shaft is useful for loosening the soil. Plough shade, it is a triangular iron stick. And what is the beam? Which supports the bull's neck to carry on the plough towards all the field. So what is next one? It is useful for and also it is useful for loosening the soil. So it is also made up of with wood or iron. So most of the agricultural instruments which are there, they will be made up of with wood or iron. Okay, and they will be useful for removing weeds or loosening the soil or for distributing the seeds all over the field.
Ma'am, can we know the parts?
Let me explain. So I'll give you the time so that you can copy it. So next coming to It will have strong, broad and bent plate of iron, works like a blade. So blade will be useful for cutting. Okay. So here the beads will be cut with the help of the blade which is present at the front side of the instrument. Okay, it will have a blade-like structure, and this blade-like structure, because of its sharpness, it is useful for removing weeds from the soil. So, do you want this? Want to write this?
Yes.
Copy it.
First instruments.
So, what is the next instrument? Cultivator.
Cultivator.
Cultivator. So ploughing is done using tractor-driven cultivator. Okay. So in olden days, the bullocks or the oxes will be used in order to do the ploughing. But later on, with the advancement in the technology, we have got tractors too. So these tractors are also useful for ploughing, and also they will be useful as cultivator. So what is the importance of using cultivator?
Sowing seeds and dividing the soil.
So here, if you are using bullock carts to drive them, if you are using ox or bulls, we need a farmer or you need a person in order to drive them. Yes or no? But using tractor, and also the bulls will take more amount of time to plow the field based on their strength, and for feeding them and also for taking care of them, we need to spend more amount of time. So instead of that, if we are using tractor, we can save the time and also we can save the labor. Labor in the sense the people who are working on that particular field. Okay, and also with the help of the tractor, we can able to save the time. So how much work the bulls used to do, that work can be completed by the tractor within a limited amount of time. So, in order to save these, the farmers are nowadays going towards tractor but not towards the bulls. Okay. But now you tell me, is it better to use the bull or is it better to use the tractor?
Tractor.
Bull. Why? That I told. Other than this, you need to tell your own opinion. Other than what I told. Yes, tractor is useful for sign paving and labor saving. But is it preferable to use the bull or is it preferable to use the tractor?
Because we use tractors to pollution and it has advantage of some pollution.
So while we are using tractor, he is telling that it will lead to the pollution. So it is having advantage at the same time, it is having disadvantage also.
And for some farmers they have low budget.
So for some farmers it is low budget, so they cannot able to afford for the tractor. So it is preferable to go for the bull. Okay.
And for diesel and all for tractor.
So buying diesel is also extra cost. So even though it saves the money, even though it saves the time, it requires more amount of money, which cannot be afforded by farmers. Okay.
It is made up of metals
Hmm.
and it gets rusted.
So we can also use wooden plows there. At the back of the tractor, instead of this, we can also use wooden plow. So think about this. So what is the next one? Sowing of seeds. So first we have done ploughing. Next we went for leveling. So ploughing and leveling, after we are going for sowing. So sowing is the most important part of crop production, and farmer prefers to use seeds which give high yield. So does all the plants produce only because of seeds?
No, there's stems also.
So with some plants will undergo vegetative propagation. So in that vegetative propagation, we sow the vegetative parts of the plant instead of seeds. But most of the crops will undergo sowing process only when we sow the seed or when we sow the vegetative parts into the soil. Then what type of seed we need to sow? How we can tell that this seed is a good quality seed so that the plant will come from it? How can you judge it?
Seasonal seeds. Seasonal seeds.
Seasonal seeds, okay. In seasonal seeds also, if you sow all the seeds, there is a guarantee that all the seeds will give the plants?
Ma'am, first they has to sprout the soil.
So first we'll go for sprouts. Can we produce sprouts for all the different type of seeds inside the home? Then how can we check out whether the seed can give rise to plants or not? So here there is one activity that whatever seeds we got, all the seeds just pour into the cup of water. Okay, so the seeds, some of the seeds will go down to the bottom of the glass and some of the seeds will float on the top of the glass. So by this what we can infer?
Ma'am, the seeds which went to sand, ma'am, they'll be used for agriculture production.
So the seeds which are sunk, they will be useful for agriculture production. And the seeds,
Let them stand and ask the doubt loudly.
Sir,
Same
it is
doubt.
not an doubt. Actually, I am asking the question.
Whatever. See, I need to showcase this highlight this in the video recording.
Okay. So here we have taken a cup of water and we have sowed the seeds. Some of the seeds are going to the bottom of the glass and some of the seeds are floating on the glass, on the surface of the glass. So now tell me why some seeds are sunk to the bottom and why some seeds are floating.
Because of their
Standard.
Because of their quality.
Because of their
Quality.
quality. So what quality we are showing there? So high quality seeds will sink to the bottom or high quality seeds will float on the surface of water?
Sink to the bottom.
High quality seeds will sink to the bottom. Okay. So why these seeds will sink to the bottom? So here the simple thing is based on the density. Okay. So if there is a plant cell or plant is present inside the seed, it becomes highly denser. So because of that, it will sink to the bottom. The light weighted seeds which does not have any plant inside them, those are light. So the light weighted seeds will have lesser density which will comes to the surface of the water. Okay. So because of the difference in the density of the seeds which are having plants inside them, they will be somewhat weighted or heavier. Because of that, they will be go to the bottom of the glass, and which are lighter, they will be float on the water. Okay. So that is what the reason how we can able to tell that whether the seed can give to plant or not. First take all the seeds and throw them out, pour them inside a water. So when they are coming up, those seeds are not giving rise to the plant. So we can take out the seeds, and seeds which are present at bottom of the water can be collected and sown in the soil.
Ma'am, all the farmers will do this process. Or there is any particular process?
During previous years, they used to broadcast them. That means simply they used to throw the seeds. So some seeds they used to give the field and some they cannot. But after that, they have been following this technique, because here we have little amount of time and little amount of field, and the product should be produced more. So that's the reason whatever every seed we are sowing into the soil, it should give the crop. That's the reason nowadays all the farmers are going with this technique. Okay. So next, an appropriate distance between the seeds is important to avoid overcrowding of the plants. So first suppose if all the seeds we have sown here only, So all the plants will get at that place. Yes or no? So this is the place. So for suppose this is a place where I am completely sowing all the seeds. So here only I am sowing all the seeds. So whatever crop I am getting, all this crop will be observed here only. Yes or no? So what will happen? Here all the roots will get clumsy together. Here all the roots will get together. Yes, and all the plant roots will get together, and plant cannot able to get all the nutrients which are necessary for its growth. Yes or no? Because at this particular place only little amount of nutrients are available. So that little amount of nutrients, how many plants can take? Some plants will take and some plants cannot take. So which plants take the nutrients from the soil? They will live. Which plants are not able to take the nutrients from the soil? They will die. So that's the reason we should not sow the seeds, all the seeds at one place. We need to give a space for them. Space for each plant to grow. Because now the roots are very small. But when the plant is getting increased, the roots also will try to grow. So if roots are growing, we need to give sufficient amount of place for the roots to grow. Okay?
They also cause some problem by pulling them in the process of harvesting.
When they are sowed together, when they are apart, which plant is getting diseased? That also I will consider. So here, if you have sown the plants together, if one plant is getting the disease, it may infect the other plants too very quickly. Yes, but if you are sowing aside, when you are giving a place between two plants, if this plant is affecting with a disease, so we can easily pull out it. Yes or no? Why? Because it is separate. It is having this individual thing. So easily we can pull it out from the soil and we can remove it. So that it won't affect the other plant and so that all the plants will get protected. If they are sowed together, if this plant is getting, they are all at one place. So if you are pulling one plant, the other plant has a chance to get out. Because we are sowing at the same place and soil is same. Right. So if you are pulling one plant, obviously it will lead to the other plants also to get that effect. So that's the reason we should maintain a space between the seeds so that we can protect them, and also we are allowing the roots to extend. So the space we are providing for the roots to extend so that the plant can grow easily and healthy instead of going for difficulties here. Understood? So why we need to give the space between seed and seed?
To prevent the overcrowding of plants.
Next, to avoid diseases to spread, and also to provide space for the roots to grow, we need to give some space to the seeds. And also, if you are sowing all the seeds at one place, if you are giving water for them, so is it not compulsory that all the plants will take the water? Yes or no? So here only we are giving and the water is placed only here. So it doesn't mean that every part of the plant is receiving sufficient amount. Right? For example, you are bringing your own box, so you will get how much you want to eat. If not like that, for you all, if I have kept only one plate, I have kept only one plate and food I have kept there. So and I asked you to eat complete food from that plate.
If plants are placed in a crowd at one place, if one plant got affected, disease, when we pull out the all plants will come out.
If that's what I'm telling. If you are overcrowding them, if you are trying to pull one crop, all the crops also will be affected. But if you are giving space to each and every plant, If you want to pull this plant out, we can pull that. If you want to pull this out, we can pull that. So which plant is not necessary, we can easily pull out. If you are giving a space between seed and seed. If not all the seeds are dropped or sowed at one place, if we are trying to pull one crop, it may get affected to the other crop and it also come out. So that's why we should not follow overcrowding. That understood? So why we need to give the space? To make the plant more spacious so that it can extend its roots. Second one, we can easily pull out the plant if it is got affected with diseases. Okay? And the seed will get sufficient amount of nutrients. Okay, like the lunch plate. If I kept only one plate here and I asked you to eat that one plate, so someone will get more food, someone will get less food. So we don't know that whether all will get equal food or not. Yes or no? Equal food we won't get if I given you single plate and tell you to eat. Because someone will get more. They will try to eat more and faster. Someone is slower so that they won't get a more amount of food to eat. So here also the same way. Some crops can take more amount of water. Some plant take more amount of nutrients from the soil. If they are taking more water and nutrients, the other plants can't get when you are overcrowding. If when you are giving space here, each crop will get sufficient amount of nutrient and also water. Okay? This allows plants to get sufficient amount of cultivator done, Mama. Tractor, that's what. So next sowing. You can keep the heading sowing. And then you need to write an appropriate distance should be maintained between the seeds to avoid overcrowding. So what are the advantages of it? I'll write down here, you will just copy.
Advantages of
Humus? Black soil also will be there now. Humus and the black soil.
Mama, what you have put, Mama? Advantages of
Giving space.
which is better? Cultivator of love. Cultivator of love or a bull.
Tractor, that's all. Cultivator or tractor? So receive sufficient amount of food in the sense nutrients and water. So sowing seeds at a distance allows roots to expand. So they will have space to expand. So what is the summary of today's class?
Distance between the
So ploughing will be done with the help of plough, and hoe is useful for removing the weeds, and cultivator
Will be used for the flower.
ploughing only but in the form of tractor. Next, sowing
of
of seeds. So how the seeds should be sown?
In a particular distance.
At a particular distance, so that it will give sufficient space for the plants to